Hello and welcome to TVB News. I'm Melissa Hekalea. The standby signal number 1 is in effect. Typhoon Podul is now centered about 580 kilometers east of Hong Kong and has weakened after making landfall in Taiwan. It's moving across the Taiwan Strait towards Fujian and will sweep across inland Guangdong. The Hong Kong Observatory will assess the need to upgrade the warning signal tomorrow morning. Jackie Lin has the details.
The subsiding air from the outer circulation of Typhoon Podul has brought scorching heat to Hong Kong. The observatory recorded 33 degrees Celsius in the afternoon, with parts of the new territories about 2 degrees higher. In Yuen Long, the mercury hit 35.8 degrees, while Sheung Shui and Taipo reached 35.6 degrees. While some tried to seek reprieve with portable fans, others enjoyed the rain-free day on the basketball court. This boy says it's harder than usual and he had to rehydrate after 20 minutes. The amber heat stress at work warning took effect at 3 p.m. This cleaner says she's been sweating buckets working under the blazing sun. She wishes her boss would allow her to take a break. The observatory expects Podul to move west-northwestwards at the speed of 28 kilometers per hour, moving across the Taiwan Strait before making landfall overnight between southern Fujian and eastern Guangdong. It will then move across inland Guangdong and weaken gradually. As it will edge closer to the Pearl River estuary, Podul is expected to bring unsettled weather to Hong Kong.
The standby signal number 1 will remain in force for the rest of today. Although it's fine and very hot today, there will be significant changes in weather tomorrow. Under the influence of the rain bands of Podul, we expect locally there will be heavy squally showers and thunderstorms tomorrow.
The observatory predicts Podul will be closest to Hong Kong tomorrow morning. The inclement weather is expected to linger through Friday with brighter conditions over the weekend. But the unstable weather will return early next week. Jacqueline, TVB News.
Typhoon Podul made landfall in Taiwan this afternoon. It's now moving across the Taiwan Strait and is expected to make a second landfall between Xiamen and Fujian and Shantou in Guangdong from tonight through early tomorrow morning. Jackie Lin has more.
In the morning, the outlying Orchid Island off the southeastern coast of Taiwan was lashed by the storm. Power grid across Orchid Island went down. Strong winds whipped up surging waves of several meters high, which continued to pound the shorelines. A boat was nearly swept away from a beach before residents leapt into the water to hold onto it and work together to haul the vessel back. Wind in Taitung also picked up strength in the morning, forcing several cars to stop in the middle of the road amid strong gusts. All Taiwan railway services in Taitung were suspended for the day. On Green Island, ferocious winds and rain pounded the area and stirred waves at sea. With Podul bearing down, at least 9 counties and cities across Taiwan suspended work and classes. All inland flights were cancelled, with Penghu sea and air traffic ground to a halt, affecting more than 3,000 travelers. A Penghu Airport Operations Section Chief says the terminal is expected to reopen at 6:30 a.m. on Thursday. Podul is also expected to pummel parts of Fujian and Guangdong on the Chinese mainland. Local meteorological departments predict that the storm would usher in heavy downpours to the provinces. In Fujian, 4 cross-strait ferry routes have been suspended. Fishing boats in Dongshan have returned to port to take shelter from the storm. In Guangdong's Raoping County, its seaside scenic area temporarily closed. Ferries have stopped running, with the local government having activated a 3-level emergency response to minimize damage. Jacqueline, TVB News.
A baby girl's body was found in the waters off North Point. Police received a report from a passerby who discovered her at around 4 p.m. Marine police later retrieved the body from the sea. The baby girl's body was swollen and naked, but showed no obvious wounds. She was later pronounced dead at the site by paramedics. Investigations are underway over the case. Some of the 800 National Guard troops deployed by U.S. President Donald Trump's administration to assist with law enforcement in Washington, D.C., have begun arriving there. This as the city's police and federal officials took the first steps in an uneasy partnership to reduce crime in what Trump called a lawless city. Daniel Rao tells us more.
The White House said on Tuesday federal officers arrested 23 people in Washington, D.C. overnight and called it only the beginning. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said approximately 850 federal law enforcement officers were deployed and detailed the nature of the charges of those arrested.
They made a total of 23 arrests, including multiple other contacts. Last night, these arrests consisted of homicide, firearms offenses, possession with intent to distribute narcotics, fare evasion, lewd acts, stalking, possession of a high-capacity magazine, fleeing to elude in a vehicle, no permits, driving under the influence, reckless driving, and a bench warrant. A total of 6 illegal handguns were seized off of District of Columbia streets as part of last night's effort. This is only the beginning.
Meanwhile, Washington, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser said the city will aim to make the most of the increase in federal resources after the deployment of the National Guard.
What I'm focused on is the federal surge and how to make the most of the additional officer support that we have. We have more police, and we want to make sure we're using them.
However, she stressed the Metropolitan Police Department will retain its independence. Meanwhile, many local residents expressed concern about the deployment of the National Guard.
Them coming here, I mean, that's a little too much. That's a little too much, you know. Some people might be scared or something, you know, but that's too much. But the crime, it's been slowing down lately.
I think that for me personally, it's a little bit more, I'm more fearful now, you know, with like the National Guard and, you know, all of these different agencies coming in, because what I've been seeing is, you know, just law-abiding citizens being stopped and approached, you know.
The federal takeover of the District of Columbia's police department could last longer than 30 days. The Trump administration will reevaluate and reassess and make further decisions after the 30-day period is over. The White House would need approval from both the U.S. House of Representatives and Senate in order to extend the takeover of the police department. Dan Rao, TV News.
Welcome back. Members of the public can buy tickets for the 15th National Games starting August 28th. The ticket price ranges from 30 to 800 yuan. A real name registration system will be implemented to prevent ticket scalping. The games will be jointly held in Guangzhou, Hong Kong, and Macau. Mimo Singhai reports.
The 15th National Games will commence in November. The organizing committee of the Games announced ticket details today. More than 5 million tickets will be up for grabs in 32 competition events and some mass participation events. The ticket price ranges between 30 yuan to 800. While half of the tickets cost below 100 yuan each, 30% are at a price of 100 to 300. The remaining 20% are top-tier price tickets between 500 and 800. For popular sports events, the number of tickets is capped at 3 per person. For other events, it's up to 6 tickets per person. Football, basketball, and gymnastics are the first batch of events to be put up for sale. Spectators can obtain tickets through various channels such as the National Games official website and app. Tickets will also be available at 11 China Travel Service sales outlets. Authorities say there's a real name registration system as part of the ticketing arrangement. Individuals must provide their phone numbers, email addresses, and identification documents when setting up an account on the official platform. The same system applies to spectators in Guangdong, Hong Kong, and Macau. Hong Kong will organize 8 events in the National Games. A total of 400,000 tickets are available for the 8 events. Secretary for Culture, Sports and Tourism Rosanna Law urges the public to purchase tickets through official channels to avoid being scammed. Memos 9, TVB News.
A cross-disciplinary medical team involving the Prince of Wales Hospital and the Chinese University successfully treated a pregnant woman carrying twins with a rare aortic root replacement surgery last year, saving all 3 lives. The 37-year-old patient was 25 weeks pregnant when she experienced sudden chest pain. She was later diagnosed with acute type A aortic dissection. referring to tears in the main blood vessel from the heart, with maternal and child mortality rates of up to 50%. The Prince of Wales Hospital brought together the departments of cardiothoracic surgery, obstetrics and gynecology, anesthesia and intensive care, and teamed up with the Chinese University's Faculty of Medicine to come up with a surgical plan. That's through a hybrid biological heart valve sewn into an artificial blood vessel to avoid risks associated with long-term blood thinning medication. 6 weeks after the operation, the patient successfully gave birth to the twins. As the case is extremely rare, its report has been published in an international medical journal. The Hong Kong Breast Cancer Foundation has launched a subsidy scheme for early-stage breast cancer patients. Under it, patients can receive up to about $162,000 to help pay for their treatments. The foundation found that 1 in 5 early-stage high-risk breast cancer patients is likely to experience a recurrence within 10 years and require long-term medication. Under the new scheme, patients referred by a private doctor with personal income not more than $60,000 in the last 3 months can apply for subsidies from the foundation. That's within 6 months of starting the treatment. If approved, patients will receive $18,000 for 4 treatment cycles with a maximum subsidy of $162,000. Fiji has recorded over 10,000 dengue fever cases so far this year. With that, a Hong Kong humanitarian group is launching mosquito-borne disease prevention work there. Jackie Lin with more.
Former Hong Kong Chief Executive Leung Chun-ying, who's also the Vice Chairman of the National Committee of the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference and Chairman of the GX Foundation, has led a delegation to visit a hospital in Fiji's third largest city, Nadi. The group also visited the Fiji National University, exchanging views with local medical students on ways to tackle mosquito-borne diseases. This as dengue fever takes hold in the Pacific island nation of Fiji, which has reported over 10,000 dengue cases this year and age-related deaths. Leung Chun-ying said his foundation intends to carry out mosquito-borne disease prevention work at Fijian hospitals, dengue-affected communities and ports.
如果我哋消殺佢嘅速度呢，係快過佢繁殖嘅速度呢。
He says if they kill mosquitoes faster than they breed, the bugs and related diseases, including malaria and dengue fever, can be eradicated. This year also marks the 50th anniversary of diplomatic ties between China and Fiji. Chinese ambassador to Fiji, Zhou Jian, says the foundation's mosquito prevention work is a new highlight of bilateral health cooperation, and China will continue providing medical aid as well as doctors for kidney disease and geriatric vascular diseases, along with eye, dental, and oral care specialists to the nation. Also in the offing is the first-time visit of China's newest and largest medical ship, Silk Road Ark, to Fiji. Jacqueline, TVB News.
That's the news. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.